Hey guys, this is Camfrey15 back at it with another video for you guys. And we are here with the, I'm guessing, series finale of Higehiro. I shaved and I took in a runaway girl. So let's talk about this finale and my thoughts on it. I didn't get notes down because most of it was just kind of the goodbyes till we get the endings and stuff like that. So obviously after the talk Yoshida had with Sayu's mother, Sayu goes on to have the talk with her mother herself. And essentially that's when she essentially really tells the truth on why she ran home. She apologizes. She essentially does the same thing her brother and Yoshida did in the last episode by getting down on her knees and essentially apologizing, saying, I've just been frustrated, at the fact that you didn't really pay much attention to me. You didn't care or seem to care about me that much. And, guess what? Because of it, I ran away from home and it was my way of rebelling. But I'm sorry for causing you, my brother, and the others, obviously the pain, and was distraught and just being just a troublemaker because of my actions and stuff like that. So obviously, Sayu's mother replies to that, and she's like, essentially saying, like, that dude, that man you met, he did, help me change my mind. I am the only parent you have, and stuff like that. So it was a nice, feeble, calm conversation between mother and daughter there. Essentially, Sayu's mother essentially answers, she's like, look, you have to stay here till you graduate, even though you may be held back a year, but do that and you can do whatever you want with your life. I'll leave you alone. So obviously the mother, I guess you can say now, finally came out of that, freaking pissy attitude off, and she managed to reconcile and, be able to form a decent relationship with Sayu now. So after that, Yoshida goes up to his room, and he's in bed sleeping and stuff like that, saying like, hey, it's good. And Sayu does tell him, like, I finally had my first calm conversation with my mother, and obviously, Yoshida's happy with that. So anyways, he goes to sleep, or we cut over to him going to bed, and we see Sayu come in, sleep in the same bed as him, I guess the last time, till I guess they reunite again. And the thing is, essentially, it's her way of saying thank you and stuff like that for everything he's done for her. She tries to, I guess, seduce him a bit in this scene too. Like, she tries to say, like, how about we just do it, SEX this one time, so you can remember me. Or essentially saying, like, let's do it so you can remember me. But Yoshida, obviously, we know he's been the Chad, probably best boy of any anime series. He's like, why would I have to do that to remember you? I can remember you just by the memories we had together. Like, we never, like, in all the time we were together, we haven't done it once. And I can use those memories and remember all those times. And remember the good things. No, it's funny because she does feign dangle him. She's like, don't you want to get a feel up on my, obviously, boobs? And he's like, are you serious? No, you're a teenager. I'm not trying to freaking mess around and stuff like that. But the next day, as he's leaving for the airport, Yoshida talks to Sayu's brother, Issa, and essentially Issa, he's thanking him for everything he's done, for Sayu and everything, and he tries to give him some money, but Yoshida's like, no, I'm not going to take the money. I'm very appreciative of the fact that you would give me money for everything that I've done, but it's your money. I don't want it. I already bought my ticket. You should use that money to go buy Sayu some clothes. Now, Issa goes on to tell Yoshida, like, are you in love with my sister or something like that? And obviously, Yoshida's like, no, I'm not into teenagers and stuff like that. She's not even my type, and things like that. So that starts it there. And then, that's when you have the goodbye between Sayu and Yoshida. And essentially, they just talk about, obviously, everything that's happened up to this point and everything. It was a very emotional talk. You have Sayu essentially confessing her feelings, saying that she loves Yoshida. But Yoshida says, I'm not reciprocating those feelings back because you're a teenager and I can't feel that way towards you and stuff like that. See, unlike Koei Kimu, if you watch that, in that show, there was actually a kiss in that show between Ryo and Ichika. There was no kiss in this episode between Sayu and Yoshida. Even by the end of the episode, there was no kiss between older Sayu or adult Sayu and Yoshida. I'm not. Listen, I'll talk about that. But essentially, he says, listen, you take care and stuff like that, and you make your smart decisions, and hey, I'll be fine, and you'll be fine. You can get through all this. Now she does tell him after, Sayu does tell him after, she told Yoshida that she loves him. And she says, well, will you wait for me at least? And obviously Yoshida's like, look, there's no guarantees I'll wait for you because guess what? Just because if you age up and become an adult, I'll think about it, but there's no guarantees that we'll be together like that. But essentially, we kind of know that they're probably going to be together like that anyways. But other than that, they say their goodbyes. And we get a time skip over just some still images and the opening playing and stuff like that. And then we cut to the time skip. I think they said it's been like at least a few years or something like that. I think they said 2 years in the episode. But 2 years have passed, and what is it? Goto asked Yoshida like, "Hey, do you want to join in on me and stuff like that? We're like celebrating a party or everything." And obviously Yoshida's like, "No, I gotta help Asami with something. I have to read like the novel she was writing and everything like that." So that's what she was doing. So that's what he does. And it's funny because Mishima is like, you owe me a date, Yoshida son. I'm like, what does he owe you? He doesn't owe you anything. Yeah, apparently also Mishima is getting like a big project, so that's why they were also celebrating. But anyways, on the way there to where Yoshida was meeting up with Asami, we see Asami. She's definitely older. Her hair is not, I guess you could say, blonde. It's a brown. It looks brown. I think it's brown hair. Honestly, when I saw future Asami, I was like, she looks like Goto's daughter. I'm not gonna lie, because she has the mole and everything. The way her hair looks now, it's like, okay, yeah. So he's gonna go read her novel and see how that's doing. And then as he's walking, he sees the light post, and then he sees what obviously is Sayu, a much older Sayu, at the same area they first met. Honestly, the same replicated scene. And essentially she says the same thing she said when she first met him. And obviously you have Yoshida getting pretty emotional. He kind of tears up for a bit. And then the episode essentially ends off with, obviously Sayu saying, well, you welcome me into your home. And that's where the episode ends off. So yeah. I'm guessing the only other thing is they go both to go see Asami to read her novel and just, I guess, hang out. But Higehiro, it was definitely a very interesting show. I very much enjoyed it from beginning to end. Just seeing the backstory of Sayu and the character growth of Sayu, of a girl that ran away from home, did all these acts with other boys, and if it was not for, because they mentioned like many times in this episode, like if it was not for Yoshida meeting Sayu at that moment in time, who knows what Sayu is, at the time 2 years from now. She might honestly be doing the same exact thing and might have ruined her life. But because of Yoshida, she managed to turn her life around. And guess where she's at? Now she's probably going to be living with Yoshida, and they're probably hooked up, which I'm guessing is probably the thing. I did even look up before I did this video, is the light novel ending the same thing? And when I watched a video on that, it was essentially the same exact ending as this episode. They just see each other, the same exact area, and Sayu just does the same exact thing there. So I'm more than likely led to be inclined that they're gonna eventually, that Sayu and Yoshida eventually start going out dating, and they're eventually gonna be married and stuff like that, because we get nothing saying that, you know, he's with Goto, and stuff like that. So listen, it was the obvious thing. If they did an OVA where it's like, oh, Yoshida and Sayu were together, I would have been fine with it. It definitely, honestly, at the end of the day, you know, you can just think, we all know that Sayu and Yoshida are more than likely a couple, probably by the time they re-met up and stuff like that, because, and I did like the fact when he went back home, everything, he was trying to make the food, and then he didn't make the food, and I liked how he shed a tear, and he's like, I miss her cooking. So at least Yoshida's got his, I guess, his girlfriend slash, I guess, soon to be wife back, or his somebody he can trust, and Sayu back. But it was a very good series. I very much enjoyed the themes, the realism themes. They definitely didn't hold back on the fact that what Sayu was doing was wrong. I do like the fact that, you know, you have a guy in Yoshida who was willing to be a great guy, mind you, and look after her and teach her the ways of what's right and what's wrong and what you don't do and what you need to be doing with your life. Because in a real life society like today, most guys, they see a teenage girl like that, and the teenage girl's like, hey, can I stay at your home? If a guy has a chance, they're probably going to take advantage of that girl and probably, you know, blackmail the girl into doing, obviously, those devious acts and everything and stuff like that. But I'm glad that we got introduced to a best boy character here that, you know, was really good, and he wasn't giving in to the temptation. You know, especially even the last scene they were, you know, when they were together in that same room, he could have just said, you know what, yeah, screw it. Let's do it right now as one final time, and I can move on from this. But no, he resisted. He's like, no, you're too young for this. And then second of all, he's in her own house. I guarantee you her brother or her mom could hear it, and then he would definitely get into just major trouble. But definitely like this. I would give this an 8 out of 10. And it was a very nice, you know, slice of life story. And definitely a really good sleeper, a very underrated anime in spring of anime 2021. Really good anime for spring. Definitely good. Obviously, I know this has been compared to Koikimu, the other, I guess you can say, slice of life romance show. Now, Koikimu was more of a romance show in that aspect, compared to Higehiro, that was morely just a slice of life, a character trying to help this teenage girl get her life back on track, with a little bit of romance at the end. But if I would say which one I prefer most, I probably prefer Higehiro just from the standpoint of the character development. Koikimu, I thought it was good, but it was mostly good just for the romance aspect and stuff like that. So yeah, but other than that, that's kind of it. So if you guys like this video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts on Higehiro, the anime. Did you guys like it or not, or whatever, and stuff like that. So yeah, and then hit the subscribe button if you want to get more Cam 315 content. Other than that, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. So till then, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.